your time getting that set up.
All right, we good?
Yeah, come on, Jess.
Thank y'all very much for having me out tonight. My name is Jessica Blake. It's just Jessica without the ick. Every time I come on stage and there's like music playing, I feel like I'm supposed to dance or something. But I'm so white I don't even have circadian rhythm, so we're going to skip that today. Thanksgiving was just, last week, and Thanksgiving's always been my favorite. Like when it comes to cooking, I can kill it, cook it, clean it, grill it, put it in a can, save it for next winter. If there's one thing I can do in this world is cook. Growing up, my granny was very militant about Thanksgiving. Like every year, the way it worked was all the girls came over to Granny's house. She told you what she was going to make. Now, if you didn't come to that meeting, and she would call you and tell you what you was making. Now, if you didn't know how to make that, you had 2 weeks to figure that shit out, or her and all of her church bitch friends were going to make fun of you. Every year, my granny would have 2 turkeys for holidays, and she'd always name them something, right? Like Thelma and Louise, or Bert and Ernie, or something like that. One year, she named them Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's like, that's a little morbid, Granny. You're naming them after the day they're going to die. And she was like, well, what would you name them? I was like, I would name them Jive and Motherfucker. And I was no longer allowed to name turkeys after that, which was fair. Now, she passed close to Thanksgiving, which was every year I try to make something of hers. So this year I made mock apple pie and persimmon pudding. And my fellow told me I could make any of her recipes I wanted, as long as they did not involve squirrel. I was like, that is fair, because I'm not going to be out here hunting down a squirrel. I come from a world where whatever critter was pissing off Granny was dinner that night. My real mom at Thanksgiving always makes you go around the table and tell you what you're thankful for, right? So one year I told her I was thankful that I didn't have to draw on my eyebrows. Bitch threw a plate at me. I didn't meet my real mother until I was like 17. So Mother's Day growing up for me was just my daddy going to a wet t-shirt contest to find me another one. My mama looks like Kim K without all that Ray J penis money. My dad looks like if you took every sad country song and anthem mortified itself into a felon. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I have the attention span of a feral crystal method. That's why I have it in the notes. My favorite part about holidays is all the money I get to save because I don't speak to my family anymore. And sometimes you just gotta separate yourself to save yourself, Like I'm going to my fellow's families for Thanksgiving and Christmas this year. And he comes from like a proper upper middle class family, and they all have like real jobs and careers and button-up shirts, and not one of them has ever stolen a catalytic converter. And I'm like, how do y'all even do Easter? And like coming from a proper upper middle class family, and then like the only class my family has is just various forms of felonies. Like my grandpa Butch went to prison one time for mailing his taxes back as deceased. So wife number 2 and 3 couldn't get their alimony. His son went to prison for robbing a store with a stick. And just so you know, gun beats stick every time. So I don't recommend that one. My Aunt Janice one time, I don't know if y'all remember this, but like 2001, 2002, it was like viral, like it was on like America's Most Wanted and all the news stuff. She took her crack cocaine back to the police station and told them it was bad quality and she wanted her money back. That did not end well for her. Her and all 3 of her teeth was arrested that day. And I also separate them from my family just from like the concentrated white trash bullshit that they do all the time. Like I have like my family goes hunting, right? You can hear it in my voice. I sound like I was raised by the Cassidy Hawk. I sound like my teeth and ring was made out of Marlboro Reds. Like I know who I am.
But when you go hunting, you're supposed to put the deer urine on your boots once you make it to the woods. You don't do it in your truck because you'll never get the smell out. You don't do it in your house because your wife's going to kill you. So my uncle, he put his boots up on the fender of his truck, put the urine on, went hunting for 8 hours. Comes back, his fenders are demolished because a buck fucked his truck. And then he had to get on the phone with insurance and be like, my Dodge Ram got raped. And just so you know, liability insurance does not cover that. Yeah, my name is Jessica Blake. That is the most wholesome truck rape joke you will ever hear. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? You look like the kind of man that would try to take the copper out of my IUD. I had a man one time tell me for $50 he was going to fuck me so good that he was going to knock my IUD around a little bit.
Damn, he gonna put it on you, girl.
So I took his money, and then I called him a dirty armpit fucker because I have Nexplanon.
It's old boy.
So I was taking this one fella, right, and he was, concentrated dumbass, and he thought that if he cut the circulation off to my arm, that would get me pregnant. And I don't know what user manual homie had, but that is not how any of this works. And, a lot of girls talk about waxing their hoo-ha, and I'm not going to do that. Because one, that shit costs too much. Two, I need it to look a little feral, So when they inevitably call me a crazy bitch, I'm like, does this look like the product of a happy home? Like, what woman who grew up with like their dad giving them hugs and telling them they loved them, carves out a full handlebar mustache with pomade and a touch of aqua for the goddamn bit. But that is the shit that I am on. That is the shit that I am on. Let's see. Next page. Cha-cha slide. That's how hard it is to be a woman these days. We never got the chance to catch the marmor rat, so we have to make our own. Who in here has a job? Who in here does not get paid enough for that job? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's say here's some noise for not getting paid a goddamn enough.
Yeah. Real annoying.
Well, I'm about to be out here just doing some heinous shit for some money. You know what I'm saying? Like the way I see it, I'm always, since I was, younger, I've always contemplated being a stripper because I feel like it would work out for me and the club. Like put a black light on me, I'd make that bitch glow. They could write my ass off on taxes being eco-friendly. And what a lot of people don't realize is the more you see of it, the wider it gets. By the time you get to the hoo-ha, it's like looking directly into the Ark of the Covenant. And I wear a size 3 in kids and shoes, right? So the hardest part of being a stripper for me would be finding shoes that fit. So I would need some 9-inch Doras or some 10-inch Pokemons because I wanted to catch all them singles, you know what I'm saying? And before y'all say anything, I am aware I have the body type of the goes to the Kool-Aid man. Okay, that is. I'm aware. I'm aware. But I got 2 sweet tea jokes for titties, and who can hate on that? You know what I'm saying? Send me to Claremont, call it a day. And if y'all don't know what Claremont is, that's where all the old fat strippers go to die. That is the stripper's retirement plan. You go there, you're going to wake up to 2 fat bitches making you eggs. I guess the updated version of this joke would be that I should start me an OnlyFans. And my boyfriend's all for it. He's like, you don't have parents, who cares who sees your butthole? I did do burlesque for a bit.
Oh.
Yeah, I did. My burlesque name was Vesper Devana. Vespers are the last rites in Catholicism. Devana is Elvira's mother's name. So kind of morbid, sexy, what I was going for, right? So I had that name for a bit, and I traveled a little bit and did some shows until I realized my initials were VD. So you'll love my, performances because they're contagious. And doing stand-up comedy and burlesque at the same time. See, I started doing comedy because my ex-husband told me I couldn't. And then he found out I was out here slinging giggles, and he was like, hey, don't be making dick jokes about me. I was like, homie, you ain't got a goddamn thing to worry about because you didn't give me enough material. But doing stand-up comedy and burlesque at the same time, I was known as Tits and Giggles. All right, my name is Jessica Blake. I thank you for your time. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
You're actually really good.
Yeah.
You're actually really good. Like, of course I'm always gonna say that, but no, you're really
He's
good.
on tour with Bill Burr.